Morning, Salampos. I see you. I see you. Hey, Zino, I see you. Have fun now. Okay, everybody's getting set. Big B, good morning. Zino. How far? So this is the pre-class warm-up. We're starting number 1 minute. Lolly's Kitchen Affairs. I greet you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So this is like the pre-class warm-up where everybody's gisting and saying how far. Mr. Adeshokon, I greet you. Okay, it's 8:30 and we are going to start. So good morning, everyone. This is me trying to take a quick course on what to do in your first 30 days of business. So when you start business, what do you do in your first 30 days? Because I mean, it's very confusing for quite a number of people. I remember that when I started business back then, like I wish somebody told me, okay, on day 1 do this, on day 2 do this. Like I was literally, just trying to throw my hands at everything that I could do, and really, so basically that's why I decided to do this course. And then of course I put out a poll, and quite a number of people. Hey Latin, how you doing? That's my wife, for you guys who don't know. So I put out a poll, and a lot of people signified that they wanted to learn about what to do in the first 30 days, and so I decided to do this course. Anyway, enough of the preamble. Who is this course for? Basically, I decided to do this course for those who have decided to launch a business and really don't know what to do. Like, where do I start from? How do I proceed, and all of that. And basically for people who are early stage companies and want to know how to grow, how exactly to move. That's what this course for. This course is not for those who have not yet decided what they want to do. So it is for those who have decided, I want to do X, I want to do Y, and you're either looking for validation, or you're just looking for ideas to grow your business and move. And so what we're going to be focusing on in this course is basically baby steps. You see, how do we move from where we are now to where we want to be. We'll be also looking at resources that we can use to achieve this progress. We'll be trying to get clarity on what exactly to do. I mean, the whole essence is to ensure that we're moving towards where we intend to be. So the format is that it's going to be about 30 minutes to 1 hour for the next 4 Saturdays. We also still need to try and find the best time for this program. So I decided to start at 8:30. Quite a number of people seem to still be sleeping, so maybe we'll find a better time. Maybe not. For subsequent sessions, there'll probably be facility for people to call in, ask questions. I think we'll deploy a more advanced stuff where people can call in. We can do polls, live polls, and all of that. I'm also going to be doing this in association with one of my friends who is who started a laundromat in Unilag some years back. He's also run a number of businesses, and so we're going to be putting our heads together to pretty much deliver this Instagram course. Man, I'm sweating, jeez. Okay, so quick one about me, for those of you that don't know me. My name is David Apaflo, and I'm an accountant. I started business and I run an accounting practice, by the way. It's called Shells Consulting. You should check us out on Instagram at SHELZE Consulting. And I started that business, and before it was Shells, it was basically me just doing things on the side. So I became a chartered accountant in 2008, And from then, quite a number of people were reaching out to me to help them do one or two things. And from there, so somebody says, "Oh, you're an accountant. Help me look at this set of books." And little by little, that became a commercialized venture. So that started at about 2008, 2009, and I remember I got my first big check of about 150K in July 2009. Shout out to Grid Infotech, Uribi Charles, Wale Kundayo, and they wanted me to help them work on something, and it was really great. I mean, I was still in school at that time. I was still in like 200 level, and so that was good cash for me. And I continued, doing a couple of deals like that, and then I finished school in 2011, and somehow I just felt like this is a side gig, so I got it. I got a full-time job, and then one of my friends called me, and we had this very large ticket transaction. Shout out to Sunki. We had this large ticket transaction which we needed a formal business, and so at that time I hadn't even registered my business. I didn't have a formal bank account. If you wanted to pay me, you would issue a check in my name or transfer money to my account. And so I had to start rushing to register a business. The initial name I selected wasn't available. I wanted to use DAK Consulting, DAKK, which is like an alphabet soup of my initials, and then it wasn't available because somebody had taken DAC Nigeria. And so I decided to look for the next best name. So I saw this name that I really liked. It was Orange Blue Consulting, and then Orange Blue Consulting had also been taken. So I just called my younger sister. I'm like, "Man, brother, hook me up with a name, any name. I just need to register a name so that I can get this business done." And that's how I got a business name. So you can see that it wasn't so much of strategic process and thinking to it. Today, do I know better? I certainly know better. If I wanted to start a business, I'll start things differently. But the whole idea is, I got moving. And so in 2011, that business was born. And from 2011, of course, I was working full time. And then somewhere at about 2013, I decided to quit to run this full time. And the last 6 years has been challenging. It's been rewarding. There's been a lot of lessons learned, and I just feel like it's good to share some of those insights with people so that they also learn. I mean, if we can get as many people up to speed on this level, it won't be a bad idea at all. So, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are you building? Like, what exactly are you building? And you need to be honest with yourself. Like, are you building, simply a hobby, like, oh, this is something I can do on the side? Or are you building something that would employ 5,000 people? Are you building something that is just simply going to be a lifestyle business, meaning you just want to have something and you say, well, I have a business that when you're bored you can work on? And the honest truth is you actually need to be honest with yourself on what exactly it is that you want to build. Truly, you need to be honest with what exactly it is you need to build. Rather, what you want to build. So, let's look at the typical building. You can choose to build a one-bedroom apartment. You could choose to build a duplex. You could choose to build a high-rise. You could choose anything you want. The main thing is to be true to yourself and know exactly what you want to build. And what you want to build will determine how exactly you start everything, and you do what you are doing. So pretty much, and then it's okay to dream for as far as you can see. I'm a Christian and I believe strongly in going as far as your eyes can see. So how far can you see today? Dream that big. When you get there, you can dream further. And not at some point in time, I just wanted a business so I could buy a car. So I figured I could buy a car faster if I was doing business. And then I bought a car. I had to dream up something bigger, and then I started realizing that I had to do it to be way bigger than all those dreams and goals that I had. So e.g. this video cast that I'm doing, for example, can be refined, can be better, can be done on Zoom, can have but the whole idea is let's just get moving. And for me, it's something I'm just doing not for profit, at least not right now. If it starts to make money, we'll collect it all, collect the money. Anyway, so how you build will basically affect a lot of the decisions you will make. And and so one of the key questions that people always ask is, okay, I have a business that is running, at what point do I quit to do it full time, or do I keep running it with the business that I have? And I'm just going to share my own personal experience. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer to that. I mean, I for one do not think entrepreneurship is the only way to get by. It's one of the fastest ways. It has a higher probability to make superior returns and give you other advantages. But then, I mean, you can still make good bucks while working. I know some people whose salary is more than my annual turnover. So what are we saying? So I mean, I ain't gonna shit on those who work a normal 9 to 5. So you work a 9 to 5 and you have a side gig that is now growing big. The question is, what do you do? Do you quit your job? So for me, I got to a point where there was a larger demand on my time from this side business that had now grown to become something quite sizable. And so in January 2013, I hired somebody. Shout out to Olaolu, I think he's somewhere in here. And when I go to work, I basically drop him notes in my house, and he had a key to my house, so he'd go in, take the notes, and make all the deliveries and do all the operational work that had to be done. And so that basically grew to a point where I was required to attend meetings during the workday, and I still had a job. In addition to that, I got to a point where the amounts they were willing to pay me when I looked at it on a monthly basis, it was close to what I was earning, in my job for 30 days, and I was going to end this in maybe about 4 or 5 days of work. So I took a risk, and my gamble was I'll try this out for 1 year. If it doesn't work, then I can always come back to try this out some other time or not. So that's basically how I thought about it. And let me give this thing 1-2 years of intense concentration, and then I'll make a decision from here whether this was a good idea or not. So for me, will I say quit your business? If you have substantial activity that requires your time, you can you might want to be around, at least in the formative stages, and maybe when you build, you might want to go back. I mean, it depends on what exactly it is that you build. For those who have quit their jobs or quit their businesses, it might also be challenging. I know when I quit my business, I had a fundamental challenge that I wasn't even very proud of what I started, because I felt like I could, get into a lot of the top jobs. But here I was, and I started. If I show you the picture of how we started, I think I bought a plastic table, bought a plastic chair. It was like 3,000 naira for the table, 1,000 naira for the chair. I just dumped it in my sitting room, and then bought laptops and basically started moving. So basically, think about it. Do you need to quit your job? Is the business demanding more of you? Can you sustain the financial pressures? And basically come to a conclusion on that. But it's also important. I heard of this concept. I heard about it from Miles Monroe. It's called the concept of after 5. Starting your business or running your business after 5. Nobody says you have to, do your business 9 to 5. You can build your business after 5. That's the truth of the matter. And as it starts to grow big after 5, you can then scale up. Although people tell me in Nigeria that 5 is not always 5. Sometimes it's 6 or 7, and then when you add traffic, sometimes it's 11, 12, or even 2 a.m. I mean, in those cases, then you have a clear. You almost have to choose one or the other. And so basically, I hope you can use my insights to come to your own decisions. So basically, where do you start from? You need to have a vision, mission. What exactly are you trying to do? What do you want to offer to the market? Remember that I said this course is not for those who are trying to decide. So you've already decided what you want to offer to the market. How do you intend to do that? That'll basically be your mission. And trust me, some of these things, it was when I got on the way that I started putting them together. So it's not like I had them all figured. For me, I was just like, we'll get sales in, and when we get sales in, we can build every other thing from there. The truth of the matter is, for a small business, cash is more important than strategy, because you can be dead while you're still planning. So you basically want to do all the things that accelerate getting cash first before anything else. But our advice that before you start investing in any brand name or anything, do a quick Google search. Go to Google, search for the name that you intend to use, see whether the domain name has been taken, the domain that you like. So if you want to start, say Just Designs, you can say www.justdesigns.com. Look at it. Is it taken? If you really want Just Designs, check .com.ng. Most times .com.ng might still be available, But then I also learned that if you choose a business name that has a strong competitor outside of Nigeria, it means you're saying that you will never expand out of Nigeria. So if you feel like one day you'll be big enough to go out of the shores of Nigeria, then you might want to choose a name that globally is not being used by anybody significant, And so you need to register with CAC. Also, when you do the search, when you do the web search, CAC has a public search database, so you can just Google public search. I think it's publicsearch.cac.gov.ng. You type in the name there, you see the various combinations of the names that have been used in Nigeria. Sometimes you come up with one name, you think that you're the only one that has ever thought of that name. Then you check and you realize that there are like 2,000 people who have already used that name in various combinations. So you check that, and you register that, and have your online presence. Of course, have social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. These days, when you meet anybody, people look for social proof, so they Google you. Make sure your LinkedIn account is updated if you're into professional services, because people will look for you online. So you need to. So this is what I always say: your website, your digital assets, your social media profile is like your office, but it is online. And so while you might not be able to have a high rise, maybe as a small company you can't spend 3 or 5 billion to build a high rise 10-story building. On the internet you can be that big, like you can design a very fantastic website that almost rivals the big fan. And there's somebody on these video cards who can hook you up with all manner of websites, man. Tosin will do a good job for you. He can give you. So on the internet you can be as big as the biggest player in your industry. Make sure that your social media account, if you can't win in the physical presence, win online. It's easier to create digital assets that are online. So a lot of people start businesses, they create call cards, and that's fine. But one of the things I've learned is that it's more important to get people's business cards than it is to give out your own business card. Because when you get people's business cards, the power is in your hand to reach out to them. If you give them your business card, they can choose whenever it is they want to reach out to you. So going back to what I said about what it is you want to build, you need to know that typically if you're trying to build a mid-sized large organization, generally there are basically different functions or different roles that have to be played. So if you take a car, for example, a car is a system of systems. So it is made up of the air conditioning system. There's a vehicular motor engineering system that makes the car move. There's the sound system. There are a lot of things that are put together to make that car a functional car. Can a car move once the engine is running? Yes, but would it have comfort if the seats are not good? Would you have comfort if there's no AC? So it will basically move, but it might not be an ideal condition. And basically, it's how business is. So business has basically a number of functional areas. There's really the operations, which is where you deliver service to your customers, which is where a lot of us start from. And from operations, you have other units that support operations. So you might have sales and marketing that helps you sell those things which you produce in your operations to the customers. You have finance that helps you record your activities, plan, do your invoicing, your receipting, and then maybe other supporting like legal, IT, and so if you draw an organogram, for example, you have all those spots. Now the whole idea is for you to have those things, and you can say they are empty for now, but eventually as I scale up, I will fill those slots. So remember, like I said, you need to know what it is you're building. If you're trying to build something that's mid-sized to large, eventually you need to fill up all those spots. So it's good to just keep that in mind, so that as you make money, you can fill up all those spots, and it can basically help you grow. It's also important that you understand the market that you're playing in. There's some markets that are very, very competitive, meaning you can't change your prices. The prices in the market are basically the prices you have to take. You also need to find out, are you in business of selling to businesses or to customers? So I have the clients who is into the manufacturing of skincare products, and then was selling one by one to individual people. And I had to see, typically when I look at a lot of people in this industry, they sell to supermarket chains or retailers, and those retailers sell to the end customers. And so if you're deciding to sell one-on-one to people, it's going to hamper your speed and your movement, and that helps them to start to rethink how. So are you a business to business, or are you a business to customer business? So we always talk about things like B2B, B2C. What are your capabilities? How do you harness all of this to deliver what you want to deliver to the marketplace? Is very important. You need to write all these things down. You need to write all of these things. I need to say that entrepreneurship and learning go hand in hand. Like, you have to learn. There's no two ways about it. You really have to keep learning. And YouTube is a very good resource. Any problem you have at hand, just Google, check YouTube. Somebody has already done a free video, that answers some of all these questions. Like, really good. Inc.com is it's a good place to read up on articles. The only challenge is that it might not be relevant to your local context, but it's a good place to start. Read business books. The business book for this week is The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, so you can find it. If you need a copy, you can send me an email or send me a message. I'll mail it to you. So basically, we talked about all these things, and you're like, okay, what do I do? Do I outsource? Do I hire? Or do I do it myself? And those are basically the factors to consider. And so what I would simply say is, it's a function of how much cash you have available, how much skill you have, and the time that you have to get the job done. So if you don't have cash, you don't have skill, you have to find a way to learn how to do it. So if you need to develop a website and you cannot develop a website, you need to learn how to develop a website so that you can do it yourself. And if you can't do it yourself, you can't learn, you don't have the time, you have to get money to, it's one of the two. The website is not going to fall from heaven. So it's a function of combination of cash, skill, and time that you have. But there are a lot of resources these days that make it easy. If you want to build a website, for example, you don't need to be a developer. If you go to Wix.com, for example, Wix will give you easy access to developing a website. Hey, Chief Akinyemilo, I agree with you, sir. Wix, if you go to www.wix, that's wix.com, it would help you, build a website, and you can just edit it like the way you edit a Microsoft Word document, add your images, and in about a day or two, you have a website. I know we used that website for about 2 years when we first started. In fact, my first website, I got a group of guys, 01 Concepts, to do for almost 10K. It was a static website, and I moved to Wix that we're paying, I think, about 4,000 naira monthly. And so there are a lot of all these tools in this day and age that can help you achieve what you want to achieve. Another thing you also need to consider is your marketing. What are you selling? Who is your ideal customer? And it's one of the things we always struggle on, because we assume that I have this product and I want to sell it to everybody. And these days I'm learning that you need to streamline. While everybody might patronize your product, you need to have a core target that you're trying to reach. You need to have a core target. So in subsequent sessions, we'll talk more about target markets and ideal customers and ideal profiles, and because that target profile will help you know exactly how to reach who you want to reach. You get, and it's very important. So what I always tell people is, like, the customers you are looking for are also looking for you. That's the truth of the matter. In the barter system, people what you have to offer, somebody is looking for you to give them that value, and so you just basically need to know exactly where they are so that you can find them. You get, imagine one thing that you really need and you're wondering, in this Nigeria, where would I find people that can do X, Y, Z? I can guarantee that the people are there, you just don't know how to reach them, or they don't know how to reach you. And so for those in business, we need to be able to fine tune our marketing to be able to find who our ideal customer is, decide and determine where exactly they are, so that we can reach them. once again, I said entrepreneurship and learning go hand in hand. Like, you have to be a voracious reader, learner. Like, you have to watch videos, listen to audiobooks. Like, keep learning, and always ask yourself, if I was hiring a CEO, for this business, would I hire myself? And if you're not the CEO that you hire for your own business, you need to say, okay, what kind of CEO will I hire? So it's either you're building yourself into that CEO that you hire, or you get out the way and hire somebody else, to do the CEO job. So you need to be brutally honest with yourself, and be committed to your business. I know when I started, I had to, I was working in my house. I resumed at my desk 8 a.m. like I resumed if I had a formal job every single day, and I worked from 8 to at least 5 o'clock each of those days. And if you put that kind of commitment into your business, I think you get results. Also, if you read about the Chinese bamboo, sometimes you don't get results immediately. So the Chinese bamboo is planted, and for about 4 or 5 years there's no movement. Then in the space of a couple of months, it goes really, really tall. And Robert Kiyosaki says it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. So you just need to realize that you're in the long game. You might make it faster than that, but you're in the long game, and you need to be aware of that. So anyway, that brings us to the end of today's session. This is my private profile, and I have another Instagram account at David Apaflo on Instagram, which I intend to use for all these public activities, so that I can keep my private life private. You can also search for me on YouTube. Search for David Apaflo. I think from week 3 or week 4 we'll be able to also go live on YouTube. And then you could check my blog out at www.davidapaflo.com. There are quite a number of useful articles that you might find. So over the next couple of sessions, this broadcast is going to improve the production quality over time. But basically, we just have to get moving. As business owners, as entrepreneurs, we have to move. So, thank you guys for making a date, for being out here. I appreciate you. We'll continue next week. So maybe we'll find a better time next week, because it seems like 8:30 is really early for a lot of people. Find a better time. But I was just trying to do this before I start my own day with all the activities that I have to do. Because I'm doing this from my phone. Once it's 10 a.m. like this, man, I can almost not do anything. So yes, you could. Oh, Simi Lulu, if you need a designer that will hook you up with the best designs, man, you can holler at Simi. She's great. She's been doing a lot of work for us over the last couple of years. Really great. So, like I said, we're recommending resources that you can use. Remember, and I'm saying it again, like, entrepreneurship is learning. Like, you have to keep on learning and learning and learning and learning and learning. Like, you need to keep on learning. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. We will do this again next week. Thank you.